I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilts cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Botker, AccuQuilts creativity expert.
Okay, Eric and I are so excited because today we are joined by the amazing Carolina Moore. Carolina is an award-winning quilter, a pattern designer, an author, a YouTuber, and a notions inventor. She lives in sunny San Diego, California. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here in the Dream Studio and share with y'all this new die that is going to make bag making so easy.
And we couldn't be more excited.
Yes.
So let's get started, shall we?
Okay.
All right. For zipper bags, you're going to need two 8.5-inch squares of the inner fabric. Now we've used our Go 8.5-inch, 8-inch finish die to cut the pieces perfectly and quickly. And for the outer squares, we've rough cut some 9-inch squares since we're going to add some fusible to these fabrics. Now, you could also make these bags scrappy. The pattern has directions on how to make the pieces scrappy as well.
And you want to start by adding fusible fleece to the outer squares. So Carolina's going to show you right here.
Yep. We've actually added fusible fleece to the outside of these squares, and then we just went ahead and ran them through the die to cut these at 8.5 inches.
So we can choose to make box corners or curved and darted corners. So I think we should start with a more traditional box corner, shall we?
Now, if you want, rather than cutting each side individually, you can actually fold your fabric in half.
Oh.
And you can cut both of them at the same time, and that'll save you a little bit of time. So let me show you how to do that. Line it up, and then we'll run it through. Hold it in place so it doesn't shift. Bring it over to that far side of the machine, and then run it through, and that way you're cutting two corners at the same time if you feel confident about just cutting it all at once.
Well, I feel like you could just make bags for days.
You can absolutely make bags for days.
Look how slick. And I bet we can do all four corners of this one, can't we?
Yep.
Oh, see, Erica, look at us knowing how to make bags.
So for our lining pieces, just because it's just two pieces of fabric,
right,
you can fold it in half because the AccuQuilt easily cuts through 4 layers of fabric,
exactly.
right?
Right.
And
this is so slick.
Now you're cutting 1/4, you're doing your 1 1/4, 1 1/4. Put your mat on top, and now we'll run through this through the machine, cutting all 4 corners at once.
Excellent.
This is just fabulous.
All right, Carolina, now that our pieces are cut, let's talk about how to sew them.
Sewing a box corner is super simple. What you do is you just fold it onto itself, and then you sew the seam. The trick is you want to make sure that you go back and forth at your fold because that'll lock this seam and keep your seam from popping open because we don't want holes in our bags. You just put your presser foot down. In this case, I'm just gonna do it along the edge of my foot, so it's okay that it's not a 1/4 inch here. And then because I started a little bit in, I do wanna back up, so I start at the very beginning, go all the way to your fold, and then go back and forth. This is called locking our stitches there at the fold, and this is how we make that 3D corner. So we're gonna do our linings as well. If you have an entire team of sewists, you can all take turns like we did,
I'll let you sit right here and sew.
you can actually just chain sew all your corners.
All right, so Erica found you a red zipper. Do you want to change out your foot?
Yep, so we'll want to have a zipper foot. It makes it easier to install a zipper, and that's usually as easy as just releasing and then adding your zipper foot. Zipper foot, all it does is it has less bulk there at the foot to make that not get in the way of your zipper.
Right.
Perfect.
So what we'll do is we'll take one outside of our bag,
okay,
and we'll take our zipper. You want the zipper facing the bag. Now for beginners, I love having a zipper that's longer than the bag because then you don't have to worry about your zipper pull getting in the way when you're trying to sew. Because sometimes that zipper pull, sometimes it's like a little, if it's here and you're trying to get all the way to the end, it can be in the way. So if you have a longer zipper than the top of your bag, so easy.
Oh, there we go.
So we're doing right sides together. This is a solid fabric. Not always easy to tell what the wrong side of the solid fabric is. We decided what the wrong side was when we put the seams in. So this is my wrong side, and I want right sides together. Then you just pin right before the zipper, you go underneath the zipper and to the other side. So you're pinning the zipper, but you're not pinning the actual teeth of the zipper.
Perfect. And you made this pin cushion with your die, didn't you?
I did.
She's so clever.
Because the box bag die doesn't just make bags.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yes, it does so much more.
Oh, I missed that in the meeting. Like, apparently I didn't know that. That is super cute.
Isn't that cute?
And it's stuffed with walnut shells.
It is.
Oh, I love that.
All right.
So now we're gonna take this over to the machine, and you just line up the right side of your zipper foot with your zipper. And then I don't ever sew over pins. If you do, that's your secret. So now we can open this up.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's super slim.
And we have one side of our zipper done.
Now, do you usually top stitch that?
I do top stitch this. A trick with top stitching is if you increase your stitch length by just a dot or two, you get a bigger stitch, and it looks more professional to have a thicker stitch on your top stitching.
Who knew?
Okay.
That's great.
Now, I often like to finger press these, but if you like to iron, these nylon zippers, they hold up to the heat of an iron. So you can absolutely
okay,
just
that's
iron
good.
over this with an iron.
I think sometimes zippers are intimidating.
Yes.
And this is such a great way to look at how you place the zipper and not worry about where the pull is and how long it
using that
is.
longer zipper is such a great tip. I'm loving it.
Some people like to add zipper tabs on the ends of their zippers.
Oh,
and
yes.
you absolutely can like lengthen a zipper by adding zipper tabs on the ends. This just makes it so much easier and quicker, and you don't have to do that extra step of adding tabs because you really don't need them.
right.
It can add a little extra like oomph to your bag, but especially if you're gifting this to someone who doesn't sew and who isn't a bag maker, they're never gonna notice.
They're going to think it's just awesome.
So the next step is a crucial step, and I'm gonna trust
Oh,
you to
I
do
know.
this.
I know what it is, too.
You have to open your zipper.
You have to open it at least halfway, because if you shut that zipper, if you shut the zipper with the zipper pull over here, you'll never be able to open your bag
No,
because
you
the
have
zipper
to-
is going to be on the outside of the bag, and that won't
Yep,
work.
That won't work.
And when we flip this right side out, we're going to want that zipper at least partway open.
Yes.
Crucial step.
Crucial.
Okay, phew, we made it past that hurdle. Now we're going to do right sides together on our outside, right sides together on our lining. And if we want these seams to match up, we can just use a pin. And I do nesting the seams
Okay, so that they go opposite directions.
so that one side is going one way and one side's going the other way. So with our zipper, you just take the zipper itself, push the middle of the zipper towards the outside and your seam allowances towards the lining.
Oh, okay.
And you can pin that if you want, or you can do it at the machine, which is what I'll do with the other side. But you put the zipper portions towards the outside and the seam allowances toward the lining.
Then you can do it all in just one.
We're going to sew all the way around, leaving ourselves a hole at the bottom for turning. So we're just going to sew all the way around until we get past this other bottom corner of our lining. And then needle up, press your foot up.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
So we want to cut off the edges of our zipper because we don't need those anymore. So this is just extra zipper. And you just cut it off.
Oh my goodness.
And these are nylon zippers, so you can cut through it with your sewing scissors. You don't have to worry about it damaging your scissors. They're not metal teeth. Now we have this hole in the bottom. Erica, do you want to turn the bag?
I would love to. Comes right through with just no muss, no fuss. Now, are we going to close up
You
the
can
bottom
close up
of
your
our
lining.
bag?
Now you could leave it open and no one would probably ever know.
Right.
But we want to finish our bag.
We
so you tuck in the edges and you can hand sew that closed. But I usually just run it over on the sewing machine. And it's in the lining, so no one will ever see this. You don't have to worry about it being perfect.
Oh my goodness.
We're done.
I know, I just
Look
need
at
to zip
that.
it up.
We're finished. Quilters, we're finished that quickly.
Oh my gosh, ta-da.
Okay, that is absolutely adorable. But I want to see how to do the curved corner with the darts now. I'm feeling empowered. I'm ready to make bags here,
Absolutely.
Carolina.
So this box corner is super traditional for bags. It makes it stand up. Like this doesn't even have anything in it and it's standing up beautifully.
That is great.
Look at that.
So box corners are really great, but
Yeah.
to me, this is like a daytime look, and sometimes I want like more of an evening look to my bags. So here we have an example of doing a curved and darted corner. So you can see these are the exact same bag, but this just dresses it up a little different.
Right. Okay, so quilters, in part 2, we're going to show you how to make a curved corner with a dart. I can hardly wait.